welcome to the 100 Acre Wool Knitting Podcast. My name is Bella and I am a knitter and knitwear designer based in Northern California in the US. And this is a podcast where I like to share with you what I have been making and knitting and so forth recently. I am also a knitwear designer, so I like to share with you my process with that, making new knitwear and knitting accessory patterns and things like that. And I also do some spinning sometimes, so sometimes there's some fiber or hand spun yarn thrown in there as well. So yeah, I just love to share my love for making and possibly give you some inspiration or just crafty ideas and just have a fun time. Maybe sit down and knit or crochet or whatever you like to do at the same time. So here we are. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to podcast lately. I broke my toe, sadly, accidentally. I was at a workout class and silly broke my toe. So I wasn't really feeling in the mood to be podcasting. I was in a lot of pain and I just needed some time to rest. So I'm feeling a lot better now and yeah, just happy to be here again and be sharing with you what I've been working on recently. Had a lot of time on the couch just resting my foot, so got some good knitting time in. But yeah, besides that, if you are not new around here, you may notice things have changed in this area. I moved my desk. This is my desk where I like to work sometimes, and I moved it from a different part in this room. I really wanted the light in this window. This is the only light, the only window in this room, and I really wanted to be able to look out and have a lot of that light while I was working because it makes me happy. So yeah, I have moved this here, so now this will be a new kind of setup. I'm gonna still maybe move things around in future videos, but so far this is what we're working with now. So yeah, that's kind of a few of the updates. I will stop rambling on and get into things. If you follow me on Instagram or you are signed up for my newsletter, then you may already know this, but I really wanted to just point out here at the beginning, if you don't already know, I am very excited to announce that I have a new pattern that was released actually quite a few weeks ago now, since I haven't been able to podcast, but it is what I am wearing. It is the Primaveral cardigan. So this is one of my new designs that is now available in my Ravelry store and also on Etsy. It's an all-over cable cardigan, and I will stand up to show you some more of the details. All over cables and has some cute little puff sleeves. And I also included two different types of button band options in the pattern. So there's this option, which is actually a crochet scallopy edge, which I think is very spring appropriate and cute. And then there's also an option for a normal double knit button band, but yeah, this is what I'm wearing today. It is so cozy and warm, but it's actually not too warm if you keep it open like this. So it's perfect for the springtime. I would say it's more of a wintry garment if you were to button it up. It does keep you very warm. This is a worsted weight pattern, so yeah, it'll keep you warm in the winter time, but for spring, it also works if you just want to keep it unbuttoned and open and kind of airy. But your arms are still warm. So I'm really excited that this is now available and it's been getting a good response from you all. So thank you for that. And I hope if you have this pattern already that you're going to be casting on soon, and I can't wait to see all of your versions. So yes, this pattern comes in 9 different sizes, a lot of bust ranges in there. So hopefully you can find a size that will work for you. All the details and links and things will be in the description below this video, along with everything else that I talk about in today's video. All the details will be linked down below if you're curious. And yeah, this is now available. That's the Primaveral cardigan. Yay. Okay, so today I have some finished objects and some works in progress, some new cast-ons, quite a few things to share with you. So I guess we'll get to a finished object first. I think I only have one, but here we go. So I may have shared a little bit of this with you last time, but I finished my second Today Beret. We now have a name for it. This is another new pattern that I have going on in the works. It's actually now in test knitting, but this is called the Today Beret. I named it that because it's so quick to knit. You could knit it within one day. And it comes in 3 different sizes, and any one of the sizes, any one of the 3 sizes, you could definitely knit it within one day, I would think. So I knit all of them within one day, essentially. Designing takes a little bit longer, but you know what I mean. If I were to add up all the hours, I could have done it in one day, maybe a weekend day or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I finished my version of the size 2 in the pattern. So I'm really happy with how this one came out. It is an all-over brioche pattern for the actual fabric of the beret. Quite simple. Even if you've never done brioche before, I think you could definitely take this on. I think it's actually a great first time brioche project because you get a little sample, a little try at it before maybe diving into a whole sweater in brioche or something like that. So I would think it's actually kind of helpful. And some of my test knitters, I did decide to go with some test knitters that had never done brioche, and they have all said that it's definitely doable for them. So I'll put it on so you can see. I like wearing my berets a little bit so the top of my hairline is showing, and I just love how this size came out. I think it's so cute. So and then I put a little pom-pom on the back, and that pom-pom I made with, I have a Clover, it's by the company, by the brand Clover, and it's like a little mechanism that you can use to use the same yarn as you use to knit your project. You can do the same thing and make your own pom-pom. So I love that. It was really an affordable little thing. I will have it linked down below, not sponsored at all or anything like that. Just, I really enjoy that tool and I think it's very useful. And any knitter or crocheter or person that wants to make pom-poms at some point in their life, I think they're really useful. So that's how I made the little pom-pom there. And yeah, just a really cute little quick project that has been keeping my head nice and warm and cute. So that is the Today Beret, and this pattern will be available in early April. I think the date is April 12th that it will be released. If I'm wrong, I will put it here, but I think it'll be available on April 12th. So that's the plan. All right, I think that's our only finished object for today, but I will go into another work in progress. So I guess I'll go with this one that's right in front of me. So I am continuing on with my friend's Shifty Sweater, and this is what it's looking like now. Wow, in the camera you can see a really stark shift between the color changes. I guess this one is much, much darker, but I don't know. I think the colors are just, they're singing to me. I love these colors. I love pinks and purples and the peachiness and everything that's going on. I didn't get as much done on this as I thought I would in the past couple weeks. I think I got distracted with other things, to be honest, but this pattern is just so mindless and fun. Yeah, I really love the stitch pattern, and I've knit this pattern before. I have knit one for myself, and then one of my friends saw that sweater that I had made and she wanted one for herself. So this is going to be her version. Oh, I have it backwards. This is the front. That's the front side. But yeah, I think at this point I have maybe either one row or one round, or the next round I'm splitting the sleeves. So this is pretty much the finished yoke. And she's a little bit smaller than me, so her yoke depth is going to be a little bit shorter than maybe I would do. And this is also all non-superwash wool, so I don't think it's really going to grow that much. But yeah, I just really love these colors. And this is all my hand spun. If you haven't seen me talk about this before, I am using entirely my own hand spun yarn for this. Again, my friend picked out some gorgeous fibers. I was sending her pictures back and forth, sending her pictures of fibers online and trying to figure out like what did she want to use for this sweater, just coming up with colors herself. And she picked a bunch that I was honestly not quite sure how they would work out in the end, but I think they're coming out really cool and playing together in a really nice way. So yeah, and then here's what the underside looks like. I think the underside in this is just as gorgeous as the right side. So yeah, this is a really fun pattern. You've probably seen this one before. I feel like everyone and their mother has knit the Shifty Sweater or any one of Andrea Mowry's Shifty patterns. But yeah, I'm almost done with one of my skeins, and then this is the kind of contrasty color that I'm working with right now. I really love this colorway. So yeah, just a little quick update on that. Not much, but those colors are just playing beautiful, beautiful. So I really want to get this to her as soon as possible, so I'm definitely going to make an effort to focus on this next and try to get that out for her. And we'll see how fast it can go, because I noticed that when I actually work on the project, when I actually am knitting on that one, it does go quickly. So I just need to focus on it more. Okay, let's get into a new, whoops, sorry flowers. Let's get into a new cast on. So since we talked in the last podcast episode, the brand We Are Knitters reached out to me and they wanted to send me some of their yarn or one of their kits for me to try. They are not sponsoring this video by any means, but they did send me this kit to knit and just to try the yarn and see how I liked it. So I was very excited to do that, and I've never used We Are Knitters yarn before, or any one of their kits. I think they're as a whole brand, they're more focused on like newer knitters, which I think is amazing. And it's been really a treat to kind of see how they write their patterns and things like that and their different designs. Yeah, so I've been working on the titanium blanket. So they sent me the kit for the titanium blanket, and I saw it on their website and I just thought that is so cute. And we've been wanting more blankets in our house, and why not have a 100% wool blanket, no plastic fibers? So I was all over that, and thought it was really cute anyway. So it's a really nice pattern. You can see it's relatively simple. I don't want to give away the pattern since it is like part of a paid kit, but it's pretty simple. It's definitely doable for a newer knitter. And the kit also included some needles, which I don't have with me right now. I'm actually using my own needles, which I'll get into that in a second. But then they also included, of course, all the yarn to make it. It is this wave wool, which I'm having a lot of fun with. It's really a cool yarn. If you look at it closely, you may be able to see there are thick and thin parts to it. It is not all the same thickness throughout. And it's also just a single ply yarn, so it's really interesting to work with. And it's creating a really cool fabric. Because it's not all the same, it just gives this like texture to it, like even in just the knit stitches, it's like really textural. So I really am enjoying this yarn. It's very soft for a 100% wool. Yes, it's 100% wool. And also I would say non-superwash. I'm not entirely sure about that, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure this is non-superwash. It doesn't feel like it is superwash. So I think it's just normal wool that hasn't been like treated in that sense. But yeah, so I really am enjoying this yarn. I really am. I think it's great for a blanket. And then with the kit, they also sent, as part of the kit, they also sent these cute little stickers and of course tapestry needles if you don't have tapestry needles for weaving in ends. And then also I thought this was adorable, and I'm definitely going to use it, a little label to sew on at the end. So it says proudly proudly handmade by myself and 100% natural fibers. We are knitters. So really cute kit. And again, I did try to use the provided needles at the beginning. I really did. They're just straight wooden needles. I would say probably what every beginner knitter starts on. I started on straight wooden needles and quickly grew out of those because I find them very annoying. Even if I'm working something straight, or flat rather, even if I'm knitting something flat, I really dislike straight needles. I just find them really difficult to get the stitches off, and they don't slide well. I really like my metal needles instead. Maybe I've just not used, because I know there are knitters out there. I'm sure there are people watching this that like they would prefer wooden needles, but I don't know. I prefer the slide. I prefer, you know, I prefer wooden needle, or I prefer metal needles on a cable. Also because the cable allows the stitches to move completely freely, whereas on a wooden needle, you know, it's the same thickness all the way around, so, or all the way across. Anyway, I'm rambling. Anyway, so yeah, I moved all the stitches onto my normal jiagus that I normally use. I tried to start this blanket on the wooden needles, and also you can see there's a lot of stitches on this blanket. I think this is like the width of the blanket is like how many stitches you cast on. I think that's what it was. But it was just, I was having a lot of trouble with it, and it was making it go a lot slower. So that was the one thing that I just had to switch it to here. But perhaps newer knitters will prefer a wooden needle. So it's just up to the knitter. Personal preference. But yeah, I am having a lot of fun with this. It's, again, like I said, for me, a very simple pattern, and I can just do it, you know, when I'm watching TV or maybe even getting ready for bed. Yeah, it's just a nice little project to have on the needles when I want something simple. It does make it go a little bit slower that they are thicker needles. I find that I end up knitting a little bit slower when the needles are bigger. Things don't glide and smooth as quickly. So that's one little thing, but still having a lot of fun with it. So thank you, We Are Knitters. I am really enjoying this, and I'm excited to have the blanket. I think it's a really cool yarn. Oh yeah, and the colors. Can you see all the colors? It's like overall a peachy pink, but I wonder if you can tell there's like tons of little different colors throughout. Anyway, a very cool yarn. I would recommend checking it out if you haven't tried We Are Knitters yarn before. And let's see next. Okay, let's talk about another work in progress. You may have seen this before. I think I talked about it last time. So this is another new design that I have going, and ooh, look at it in the light. See the light coming through. So this is called the Light Gems Wrap. That is kind of a working title that I have going right now. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to keep it. It's kind of that vibe though. I really wanted a wrap that was inspired by the way that light goes through a gemstone, and it almost looks like the gemstone is just like radiating, like it has light from within it. And I just wanted something that was really just elegant and airy and light, just light in a garment or light in an accessory, if that makes sense. That was the vibe. So yeah, I started this cable knit design, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It is slowly growing at this point, but I was spending a lot of time, honestly, finishing up the pattern on this. So I actually now have finished up the entire pattern for this. So the knitting didn't make as much progress this time, but the pattern is completely done. So with that said, I think I am going to be calling for test knitters on this earlier than I would normally, since I do have the pattern entirely finished, and actually Caroline of Acre, she's actually already started working on one herself. Yeah, I think I may call for test knitters earlier than I normally would, so before I even finish knitting the sample. So if that sounds interesting to you, I may only do the call for like my past test knitters that I've worked with before. I'm not sure what I'll be doing exactly yet, but if you would like to sign up to apply, if you would like to apply for this test knit, then please do sign up for my newsletter, which I'll have linked down below. That will be the place, or one of the places that I call for test knitters. So yeah, oh, I'm having so much fun looking at this. I'm just really excited about this one. I think it's gonna be very cool when it's all finished, and it's just gonna keep expanding out this way. So it's on the cable needle right here. So I cast on at the bottom and it's just worked up this way, so it'll be really long. It'll almost be like a scarf as well. You could probably wear it as like a scarf or like a wrap. So yeah, not much else to update about that one, but cables and lace, and pretty simple. If you've done cables before, I would say you can definitely tackle this. And for this sample, if you're not aware already, I am using one strand of unspun yarn, new to den yarn, for this particular sample, and that is a little bit of a challenge sometimes. I think it really depends on the colorway that you use, but for this colorway it is pretty stable, so I'm having an okay time with it. It's the colorway Gleamt is what I'm using, if you are aware of that one. It's just a really light, almost white yellow with some color thrown in there. So yeah, anyway, that is the Light Gems wrap. That'll be lovely for spring. And okay, I have put all of my things on my table behind me, so it's easy to just grab. All right, another work in progress, which I think I shared with you last time. This is my new design. It's called the Velvet Moss Vest. And here is how it is looking. I'm hoping it's not going to be too dark, but I'll try to hold it up here so you can see the texture. So this is a vest with a fabric that was inspired by herringbone fabric. I adore herringbone as like a motif kind of thing. So I really wanted to try kind of try to emulate that with knitting. Normally herringbone is a woven fabric, so I figured why not try to do that with knitting, and I really wanted to use two colors in a way that it would look the same as it does when it's woven. So that was kind of the idea, and this is how it's looking now. So what I'm doing with this particular sample, I think I already want to knit another one. I've been having ideas like, what if I do like all like light tones and I don't do a fading like handspun yarn, and I just do two solid tones so you can really see, like clearly see the contrast of the herringbone. Anyway, too many ideas, right? We don't have enough hands. But anyway, for this sample, I am using 3 yarns. So I'm using one strand of an unspun yarn held with one strand of a silk mohair, and then also my own handspun yarn, and the handspun is about a sport weight, and then the mohair and the fingering, the unspun is about a fingering, and then the mohair, I'm not sure the yarn weights quite work out to be the same, but for this gauge it absolutely works, and I really love the feeling of the fabric. It's thick, but it's not super dense, but I think it's going to be really comfortable to wear, so I'm really excited about this one. And yeah, I have finished the entire front panel, and I've already gotten started on the back panel. Let's see, I had to put the stitches on hold. I needed the cable for something else, swatching more things. But yeah, so now I am working on the back side. You may have heard me talk about it before, but this pattern, at least this part of the pattern, is worked sideways instead of up or down or bottom up. Wait, what am I saying? Top down or bottom up? No, it is sideways. So that's kind of the caveat with this pattern, or with the fabric pattern rather, is in order to get it to be oriented properly and so on and so forth, I had to work it sideways. So that's a new thing for me, but I'm finding it very doable. It's not particularly difficult, not really difficult at all, rather. Yeah, I just love this fabric. I really hope you can see the texture. Wish we had feel-o-vision, right? Just the fuzz of the mohair and the little specks of the silk coming through, and just the different textures of the different yarns held together. So yeah, having a lot of fun with this one. And the name, if you haven't heard me explain before, the name Velvet Moss for this one, it was inspired by moss on trees, mossy trees in the rain. It looks like velvet, this dark green color. So I was kind of trying to emulate that in the feeling of this one. So yeah, and then with the changing of the colors from the hand spun, yeah. Ah, so many exciting things. I'm excited about a lot of these patterns. Okay, and then we have a new cast on, and this one I am very excited about. I've had this idea, like, I've been wanting this garment myself for a really long time, and I was finally just like, you know what, we're casting it on. I can't wait any longer. So there we go. But I have cast on a new design, and I know casting on more things without finishing the first things, something I'm working on. But anyway, this is a new top blouse design that is going. I'm calling it the Amoretta Blouse, and Amoretta means little love, and I just felt it was so fitting. I put just a little bit of love in this one. So here we go. I'm hoping you can see with this particular color. It has not been blocked or steamed or anything like that, so it's looking a little bit funky at this point, but it is a sweetheart neckline and a saddle shoulder construction. It's worked from the top down, so you can see the kind of the saddle shoulder. Hopefully you can see the saddle shoulder going on there. It's a really dark colorway. I know, I'm sorry. I will be making another one already. I know for a fact I'm also going to be making another one with kind of alternate options. This pattern, I really want to make multiple kind of alternates. So we're working kind of with a base pattern and then changing up some things to make it different or make it exactly how you would like it. Yeah, so anyway, I'm really excited about this one. I can't share I can't share much about it with you quite yet, but I'm just really excited about this one. And the other one that I'm going to be working on very soon is much more springy. This one I feel is going to be a much more fall winter appropriate sort of a garment, but it's what I started with, so there we go. Yeah, but it's so far been a lot of fun to work on. I am using, for this particular sample, I am using one strand of Newton unspun yarn in the colorway Lucra, which is also kind of velvet moss sort of color. It's a really beautiful deep green, sort of. I think it's actually technically brown and yellow mixed together, but it ends up looking like a deep mossy green. So anyway, love this color, and yeah, it's just gonna be kind of an elegant, kind of simple knit, if that makes sense. I was really wanting, another reason I cast this on right now is I was really craving like a simple stockinette and like a smaller needle so I can just go, go, go. I really love stockinette stitch. It's just very meditative and calming for me. So every once in a while, I just need it. I just crave stockinette stitch. And I have all these other things with so many textures and different stitches going on, and I have to pay attention to a chart, and this is just candy, popcorn knitting. So having a lot of fun with this one. I have already split the sleeves, and I'm just very excited. So I don't want to give too much away about it right now, but that is the Amoretta Blouse. Sorry about that, my card ran out of memory, so I had to change that out. So anyway, that was the last work in progress. So I just have a couple acquisitions to share with you regarding some fiber, some new fiber that came in the mail. So I am really excited about this fiber, and I've been really wanting to spin it, but I've had so many knitting things to work on, and that just took my attention. But a couple of weeks ago, Alaire Artifacts had a shop update with a lot of her own hand-dyed fiber and just so many beautiful things. I've been wanting to try her fiber for quite some time now, and she had a shop update and I was ready for it, and I was just like, you know, let's do it. So I got quite a few things to try out and just see her colors. So this is one of them. Let me just get all of them for you. So what I really like is that she does, I think most of her colorways, she actually sells them in 50-gram braids instead of 100-gram braids, which I actually prefer. Then that way I can try more colors. So I think we normally buy these sort of colorful, once they're spun up, I would rather buy it within 50 grams instead of 100 grams. Sometimes you don't need 100 grams of that color. So I prefer, I'm really happy that she has them in 50 grams. So there's a lot of colorways. I was going with kind of a purple, blue, pink sort of color palette. And I think I may want to, or try to use all these in the same project, but I'm not sure. I was really just kind of going with a color theme. And there are a lot of different, these are a lot of different bases. They're not all the same base of fiber, but I just loved the colors so much. I was really picking these on the color. So this one is Shetland and Silk. And does she name the color? I'm not sure if she named the colorways, but this one, the wool is Shetland wool mixed with some silk, so you can see the shiny bits throughout. I was really excited about this one. I just love the subtle shifts of color. I love how there's multiple different colors throughout, but they're not like they're not all so harsh. They're really delicate. So that was one that I loved. This one actually came out to be a lot more electric than I was expecting, but again, purpley tones, so beautiful. And this one is also Shetland and Silk. So the feeling of these two are pretty soft, not the softest I've ever felt, but pretty soft. And then this one is the last that I got from her Shetland and Silk base. So this one's really beautiful. It's got purples and like these autumn sort of dusty browns, and also some blue. Beautiful. And then this one is the most rusticy, like, I don't know how you, it's toothy. This one is very, very toothy. Was not expecting that, but I love it nonetheless. So this one, I just adored the subtle shift of the color. I think this one must have been like a brown base. Like the fiber must have been brown naturally to begin with. This is 100% Jacob wool. So, oh wait, was it gray? Ah, it was gray. Started out as gray, so it just gives this lovely depth to all of the colors. So I really loved this one. This one definitely has a toothy feeling, so maybe this one will be socks. We'll see. And this one is the softest. Oh my gosh. This one is very, very soft. So this one is Polworth Llama and Silk. 50% Polworth, 30% llama, and 20% silk. Very, very soft, this one. So this one's like Midnight Blues. I really enjoy this one. And I think this is also 50 grams, no? It doesn't say. I think this one was also 50 grams. It's just a lot longer. So we're going with like moody and like painted. Just love it. This one is also the same Polworth llama and silk base. Extremely soft. I think could definitely turn into something very happily next to skin. I love this one. This one looks like Tuscan, old like Tuscan paintings or something like that. Just love this one. And I love how the silk is also more blended in this, I think. It's not as much like clear strands of silk. It just makes the entire thing look shiny. So beautiful. And this is merino silk and flax. 50% merino, 50% silk, and 50% flax. Just thought it was a really cool colorway. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun spinning these. I'm not quite sure whether I want to like blend some together and make new color combinations. This is really making me want to get a carder. I probably will at some point, but it's quite an investment, so I've been holding off. But yeah, I just really love these. This one I can feel is a bit itchy, a bit more toothy actually. And this one is 100% Masham, Masham wool. So this is was gray to begin with. And I wonder if this is a longer staple length. It seems like the fibers honestly feel more like hairs in this one, and they feel like they're going to be longer. I'm not sure if I've worked with Masham before for hand spinning, but I just adored the colors. I honestly was not looking at, when I purchased these, I was honestly not looking at the fiber bases. I was just looking at the colors and what spoke to me, and kind of whatever it felt like when it got here, that's a-okay with me. So maybe these more toothy ones will become socks, but I just adore the colorways. And yeah, I will definitely let you know when I do spin these up. I will definitely let you know the difference of like how I go with, you know, the different feelings, the different bases, and how they vary when I spin them up. So I'm very excited though. I love these colors, and I have to figure out what I want to knit with them in order to spin them. Isn't that always the thing? You never know what to do before you, I don't know. I want to spin things with the purpose of knitting with them. So I feel like I have to have the knitting project in mind first before I spin the thing, right? But it's also like, I'm so excited about it. I love the color. I want to spin it right now. So how do you, I wonder, let me know if you're a spinner, how do you deal with that? Do you just let the excitement take you and just spin it right away, and whatever it turns into in the future, that's a later problem? Or I don't know. I wonder how you feel about this. So let me know. I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And it's been lovely being back here again. And there will be a new video again coming soon. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and a lovely rest of your week. And we will talk next time. Bye bye.